Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Thursday, August 24, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a reverse aging health call Friday, tomorrow. At around 9 p.m. Eastern. Just about everything we do, I would say everything we do, every action that we take sends out an energetic vibration into this world, into the universe. This is heard in the form of a request or command for the universe. So when our body takes action, it actually shifts the molecules around us on a physical level and is directly linked to the types of things, people, and situations that we manifest. Our actions sculpt our world, just like a sculptor molds clay to create a beautiful piece of art. Each time we say or do anything in this world, we are molding the energetic and physical reality around us. Every split second. It never is not that way. We are always taking action of some kind or another. You see, in this society that we have, the so-called human psyche, which is the society, it has been trained and programmed in an entirely different way. Can you begin to see the voids, the areas that we have not discovered? About ourselves, about the energy, about the ether, about the astral. So much of it that we've been in the dark about because we have been programmed in a way that we have no clue. Even sitting cross-legged, meditating in silence is a type of action. So the question is, are we taking actions born from divine inspiration? Every time we take action with an expanded, inspired heart, we inadvertently magnetize more of what we truly want, need, and desire into our lives. On the other hand, when we take any actions from a space of hesitation, heaviness, resentment, or a general lack of excitement, we send out a negative vibration which boomerangs back to us in the form of unwanted experiences. So, and I know it can be difficult at times because you may be in a situation where you're just exasperated. But see, that's the tricky part because we send that out. We're pure energy. We're connected with all the energy that is and ever will be. So you begin to understand that when you send anything, due to your actions, whatever actions you're taking, like cross-legged meditating or whatever it may be, that's a signal that you're sending out. Now, an interesting fact is that the word inspired was derived from the Latin word. See, a lot of our language came from Latin. It was derived from the Latin word inspirare, which means to breathe into. Inspirare means to breathe into. We are literally breathing life into our dreams every time we use inspiration to guide our actions. Breathe into. Just like breathing is natural and happens of its own accord, so can inspiration naturally arise within us. Being inspired is actually our most natural state of being when we are the most relaxed and at ease. We are naturally inspired by this life. We can truly listen to our heart and know exactly what it feels compelled to do. Now, you may notice, I'm sure you have, how children are naturally inspired to do things, especially when they are allowed free time to be themselves and have fun with the other kids. Now, have you ever noticed how much exuberance they carry in the moment they realize they are free? Have you ever noticed that? Were you that way? Where do you need to realize that you are this free in your life? What if you were always free and were just pretending and playing along with some old story that you weren't? The next time you are inspired to do something, do not think twice about doing it. Just jump into action and do it with a smile on your face. Every time you take action from any alive, fun, inspired place, you're tapping into the boundless energy of your infinite soul, which will leave you feeling rejuvenated, more conscious, and liberated. Spontaneous, inspired actions are an extremely powerful vehicle for increasing our manifesting vibration. Now, when they are combined with the fuel of a free, childlike joy in our heart, this universe will allow us to manifest anything we want in our lives. We're kind of pinned it down. We've pinned ourselves down, but we don't know it. Okay? We haven't discovered that yet, that we're pinned down. So most of the things, the majority of the things that we want in this life do not come to pass. Perhaps you're wondering how you can begin to feel inspired and take massive action in your life when you only feel like lying on your couch watching TV all day long. First of all, let's start with visualizing the ideal dream life you want to create. Dream big. You're going to dream big. And let your dream get you excited about being alive. See yourself being exuberant, full of energy, overflowing with abundance, love, and time. Visualize that you are having, doing, and living your life's dream. Let these feelings sink deeply into your every cell throughout your body. After you've taken a few minutes to visualize the life you want, then take one physically energetic action that you want to do today. It may be going for a walk, riding a bike, cleaning your house, or washing the car. The more energy you can spend today, the more energy you'll have tomorrow. The more energy you can spend today, the more energy you will have tomorrow. If you become a lazy couch potato one day, you're just sending an energetic message into the universe to receive more sluggish, low vibrational experiences the next day. We all are incredible masters at repeating habits. The question is, what habit do you most want to be repeating? So I have 6 secrets, if you will, discoveries, to break any old sloth-like habits and tap into the divine power-inspired actions yet this week or next. Experience the super stillness inside. Super stillness. It's an interesting thing that when we stop all movement of the body-mind and rest deeply into the deep wellspring of stillness inside, a surge of creativity, inspiration, and energy rises up within you. You instantly feel more inspired once you reside in stillness for a few minutes. And quiet that constantly moving body and incessant chattering mind. If your mind is caught in the rat race of getting ahead in this life, you cannot seem to summon the energy to sit still and do nothing. Just sit as if you were a solid stone statue. The body will continue breathing for you in most cases. You just relax for some time in this total solid stillness. Be patient. Listen to the current of energy and consciousness that is underneath it all. If you cannot find stillness after many weeks of sitting, then you're trying too hard. Let go of all efforting and just relax into your beingness. You don't have to manifest anything to be happy. Happiness is our natural state. When the mind has truly let go of attachment to all desires, we effortlessly discover a place where there is an abundance of joy bubbling up from within. Always bring your attention to your breath. The mind is used to being in control and leading the way through your life. If you'd like to take back the reins, start with following the breath movement in your body. Follow the breath movement in your body. You will naturally harness the outrageous power of the mind by following your breath very closely. Follow it as if you are trying or doing, you're going to catch the tail of a sea snake swimming through the ocean. Keep your attention on it as it moves up and down in figure eights and flows in and out. Simply go with however deep or shallow it goes. You'll soon access a great resource of energy, awareness, inspiration by practicing this trick. You'll also find the silence beneath the mind chatter. After a few minutes, a powerful awareness will ignite in you, and you'll find a great energy inside you. It is always there. Yet the breath is the key to unlocking it. By remaining for 5 to 10 minutes continuously following the breath, you'll reboot your entire system and open up your body-mind to divine inspiration. The breath is the life force of God. And by paying attention to its presence, you'll start hearing and feeling major inspiration everywhere you go. You are always breathing. So there is always an opportunity to follow it. It is one of the easiest ways to discover your natural state of divine inspiration, which has always been inside you. Prime your inspiration pump, so to speak. When the inspiration well is dry, just press on your inspiration pump a few times to get the flow going. A few ways to prime your pump include meditating on inspiring people who you admire, reading inspiring quotes, thinking about the greatest inspirational events in history, or contemplating doing the most inspired action you could imagine doing in your life. Ask yourself, what is that one inspired action that would truly bring you closer to making your dreams a living reality? If your mind starts to go blank or tries to answer the question with logic and reason, prime your inspiration pump. Keep focusing on the most heart-opening images, actions, courageous acts, and feats of love you can imagine. Then, a apply this energy to your life and simply take the first action step that comes into your mind without thinking about it. Take notice of any hesitant, fearful, doubting thoughts that arise like, what will happen if I do that? Or, is there something better that I should be doing? And don't buy into the story. Many of us buy into the story. Inspiration never came from over-analysis. So don't try to figure it all out. Just practice trusting your inner knowing knows what is best and take action. You will be completely amazed at how one crazy small inspired action can awaken a tremendous flow of inspirational energy and attract many amazing things into your life. If you just cannot imagine any inspired actions that make your heart sing, then go back to sitting like a stone statue for about an hour in silence. When the mind is quiet enough, the inspiration naturally comes. It is really important, and most people don't do this anymore, they used to, have an action journal, a journal that you write anything and everything in. You might get a thought about something. Write it down. And you'll later review it. So if you've been too busy to be inspired by anything or have been sitting around waiting for life to reward you with inspired goodies, you may have a rusty inspiration engine. Now, if you don't know how to be inspired, then create the place, time, and situation to feel inspired. Schedule 10 minutes a day. Just stop everything you're doing and write down only fun, inspired, exciting actions that make your heart sing. When you've written everything you can think of in 8 minutes, read through your list. Wait until another idea arises. Do it daily, and you will feed the inspiration fire. So much fuel that you'll be inspired for weeks to come. Inspired thoughts grow upon themselves and tend to multiply. By writing down every exciting new idea that is formed in your brain, you're training your heart, your real inspiration machine, to continuously expand with total joy. Take action right now. Create a special inspirational journal. Put it next to your bed or wherever you're most likely to use it. Set the intention when you're going to use it. It's good to keep it close to you, so that any time a spontaneous inspirational idea comes in, you can immediately write it down. Commit to being an inspiration-aholic. There is tremendous power when we are committed to one thing in our life. By trusting 100% in the energy of divine inspiration, we can let go of being in control of our life and allow ourselves to be addicted to inspiration. As it turns out, any idea can potentially become an inspired one, even if it does not fully excite you at first. With deep resolution, commitment, and devotion to focusing only on inspired thoughts, feelings, actions, you will never be bored again. Once you move into full devotion to welcoming as much inspiration as you can handle, your energy expands and attracts inspired people opportunities, abundance, and joy into your daily life. As you deepen your commitment, you will naturally become in touch with the divine inspiration that is always radiating from your very core. Reaffirm your commitment to yourself, at least several times a day, for several weeks. Soon you will naturally start trusting this as how you can live your entire life. Breathe 30 seconds in spirit. If you've done everything under the sun and are still not feeling inspired, your body is most likely emotionally blocked in some way. To relieve yourself from any stuckness inside, place your attention on the part of your body that feels most tight and tense, and breathe into it. Start breathing very slowly and deeply into this area, and notice if there are any images or feelings that arise. Whatever shows up, acknowledge it. Let it go. And then start inhaling the most exciting thoughts you can handle for 30 seconds in a row into that same area. Imagine you are doing those things that are truly exhilarating, stimulating, thrilling, invigorating, spine-tingling, energizing, and arousing to your soul. Then take a 30-second break from all exciting thoughts. Relax into the calm spiritual essence of your being. Pause. Feel the vastness of this infinite universe that you live in. Let whatever needs to bubble up inside you arise. And repeat the entire process. Let your breath be your guide and allow it to take you deeper into your body. In a few minutes of this exercise, you can completely align yourself with your infinite potentiality of your being. Just do one inspiring thing today. Just one. Sometimes all the squeaky wheel needs is a little movement to get things rolling again, to get the inspiration valve open. Do just one inspired action that will instigate some movement towards manifesting your dreams. Even the smallest action will do. If you could be a phone call, a letter, an email, or just writing down a few ideas, it could be this. Whatever you do, don't just think about doing something inspiring and not do it. Practice. This is a practice. This is about getting into action mode and being in touch with that passionate, spontaneous heart inside you. Notice what will motivate you to actually follow through with doing the thing you know will make your life better. Do whatever it takes to take that leap of faith and make that one inspired action step happen before the end of today, if at all possible. Then write down another inspired action for tomorrow. It may be the same action as the first. The key is to do one inspired action today to get the wheel turning. Now, notice if you have resistance to any of these exercises and what that story is all about. If one exercise seems more appealing to you or for you to do, then start with that one. And then move on to the next easiest. Push yourself to do all 6 over the next 7 days and see what an enlightening exploration your life suddenly becomes. Now, we all kind of know that emotion is energy in motion. Emotion is energy in motion. Our entire lives are created from our emotional state. This is the powerful energy that creates our reality. Everything that shows up in our outer world is a direct match with our emotional belief systems. Melanie Tonya Evans. In the world of manifesting, emotion, energy emotion, stands for what? You're pure energy. It's what you are. Pure light energy. In motion. So, our feelings are the energetic superfuel from which every physical manifestation in our life was created. Our feelings are the energetic superfuel from which every physical manifestation in our life was created. Every person, every situation and thing that we wanted or didn't want to manifest into our life happened because there was a strong positive or negative feeling behind some thought that we had. Nothing is coincidence or by chance in this world. We are vibrational beings, molding our world based on the ideas and emotions we unconsciously entertain. By being more open and sensitive to our feelings, we will naturally discover the very source of all feelings, where we can truly master our emotions and effortlessly attract our greatest dream. We need feelings to manifest our dreams. What the heck would be the point of winning the lotto jackpot if we didn't feel elated? Emotions are what make life a rich and juicy ride. Without them, we might as well be a sand bug buried in the Sahara Desert. Our feelings are what allow us to tap into the divine experiences within our soul, as well as the small, limited, humble sensations that make us human. Without tapping into our emotional nature, we cannot connect with love, be loved by, and have compassion for people around us. So if we want to live a rich, full life, it is time for us to remove all of our judgments, fears about our feelings, and let go of whatever beliefs that have been restricting us from being wildly alive. People who are deeply in touch with their feelings hold a special gift for creating amazing relationships, as well as the greatest secret to remaining aligned with their highest manifesting vibration. These beings have the ability to truly dive into any feeling, welcome it completely, and then let that feeling grow and surge within their body. By dwelling on the feeling of what it's like to have already manifested your desired outcome, you are communicating a request to the universe, stating that you actually want this experience to manifest. And sure, you can visualize your dream car is going to magically materialize until you are blue in the face. Yet you have little chance in manifesting it with effortless ease until you can feel yourself sitting in that car with your hands gripping the wheel, cruising down the road while blasting your favorite song with the breeze blowing through your hair. Now let's take this emotional journey to a more personal level. Imagine that your physical body is the car you'll be driving throughout your life. One of its jobs is to deliver you safely and joyously to each destination you desire. Now, the feelings that you create about where you are headed in your life are fueling this manifesting vehicle, giving it the juice to move you forward. Without your feelings, all you'd have is a parked car stuck in the garage gathering dust. If you'd want to drive your car to the land of nirvana in the highest possible gear and speed, you simply do one thing. One thing. Open yourself up to being a more alive, sensitive, emotional being. Open yourself up to being a more alive, sensual, emotional being. From this space, you can access the most powerful experiences in this universe of feeling loved, grateful, excited, centered, peaceful, and confident about who you truly are. So you may be wondering, how can a person be in tune with all their feelings that arise throughout the day while still remaining focused on the joy, gratitude, and excitement of manifesting their dream? Now, the discovery or secret here is to allow yourself to feel each feeling you have in the moment so fully, deeply, and completely that you can truly digest it and let it go. The more intimate you can become with your emotional body, the easier it is to process through any challenging experience that bubbles up. If you cannot let go of a certain feeling, you'll notice that it tends to attract similar situations and people. The key is in the art of allowing, knowing that everything is transient in this life. And yes, this feeling too shall soon pass. So why not explore it fully? The main reason why emotions have become such a challenge for people on this planet is that they were trained not to deal with them. We were trained not to deal with our emotions. And as a member of this modern society, we were most likely conditioned to remain up in the control tower of the head and suppress our feelings below. Now, we may feel uncomfortable with any public display of emotion and think we should always remain poised and in control. From the time we were young, we may have internalized messages from our parents, such as stop crying or stop being angry, and over time, we may have learned to automatically stifle our feelings and become like a robot that does the right thing and is impervious to any wild feeling that comes our way. You ever been in that situation? You know? You got a wild feeling, and you feel like the belt is going to bust because your feeling is so wild. Yet, you say to yourself, I must be poised and in control. As a child, we were like a great genie who can manifest any experience we wanted. With the awesome power of imagination, we are totally free to invent whatever experience we desire. If and when we decide to imagine having a tea party with the King and Queen of England, we were truly there in our mind and perhaps had personal conversations with them. Our imagination was our entire world for many years. Then, as we grew larger, tested our boundaries, our behavior may have been agreeable with society's standards, so we were shoved into the emotional bottle. After years of being contained by parents, limiting beliefs, and tight social standards, our true magical powers were bound under double-plated glass. This way, we would be accepted by the crowd, become like the rest of the flock, and never imagine or engage in the experience of being wild, free, and the complete master of our world. Now, the discovery or secret, however you view it, to freeing yourself from any childhood prison that you still might be trapped in totally, is in befriending your emotions. This means you are giving yourself total permission to feel anything and everything that shows up, especially from your childhood. The greatest paradox about this secret is that if you can allow yourself to feel an outrageous sense of failure, then you can also access the feelings of unstoppable success. The greatest paradox about this secret is that if you can allow yourself to feel an outrageous sense of failure, then you can also access the feelings of unstoppable success. Once you feel one side of the spectrum and relax into it, the emotional pendulum will naturally swing to the other end on its own accord. It may feel scary to let yourself feel things that are dark, depressing, angry, or sad inside you. Yet when you're free to experience these heavier emotions, you also liberate yourself to engage in the lighter feelings such as total joy, outrageous bliss, and absolute freedom. The greatest truth of all is that we cannot completely control our feelings, nor would we want to. If and when we try to keep certain emotions buried underground, they will eventually find their way out to be expressed. That's why people who repress years of guilt, self-blame, and anger end up contracting diseases like cancer. The body has to release these energies in some way if they are not going to be expressed emotionally. Make the commitment now to letting yourself be an emotional human being. Give yourself permission to feel whatever it's feeling, and you'll soon discover there's a whole new world that exists inside of you. No matter how you slice it, dice it, or shave it, it's about emotionality, energy and motion. We are all energy in motion. Now, you may have met people, and you're talking with them, and you're thinking, other things are going on. You meet them, and they seem very, very passive, right, on the surface, on the outside. Kind of soft-spoken. And you look at them and you go, it doesn't feel like they're a very energetic person. And yet, they turn around and say, I'm going to do a 50-minute hike up in the mountains. See, The old saying that you can never judge a book by its cover is absolutely true. How we perceive each other is completely different as compared to how we really are inside. Many of us hide many emotions, many things for years and decades. We carry them with us. They're heavy, full. And then they seem to get heavier, and then we just ignore them. We don't communicate with them. We don't interact with them. And they build. And they kind of shape our path. You're miserable and ornery inside by carrying this stuff for so long. Get rid of it. And it's an easy question to ask you, does this serve me the greatest good? Or the greater good? And you'll know the feeling in your heart. If it says no, just get rid of this. What are you carrying this for? You don't need this. It's like break free of your own self-imposed bondage. And that's what it is. We self-impose bondage on ourselves throughout our lives. I can guarantee you, I could absolutely guarantee you, if you grew up listening to your parents constantly say they can't afford this, they can't afford that, they can't buy this, they can't buy that, you would end up in that same cage. You would literally end up in that same cage. Have you ever met people, they go on retirement, right? And they have a pension. But yet, they've got to watch everything. They've got to literally watch everything. The pension, they can only afford this, they can only afford that. So they live the rest of their lives in fear of lack of, worry of not having. Yet, when you think about that, it used to be they would spend 30 years at a company and then leave, retire. They had all these aspirations, all these dreams that they wanted to do. And in most cases, they never did any of them. Oh, well, now I'm too old for it. I wouldn't be able to do it now. Should have done it 20 years ago, but, it is what it is. And ask yourself, this has got to be such a profound, true, pure, clean question to yourself. Am I happy? That's the question. Perfectly honest, no attachments, no expectations. From your heart mind, am I happy? That's right in the very now moment. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy, slow breath in from the nose. Take an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. Freedom is knowing who you really are. You are an infinite soul that has no limits on what you can manifest and experience. You are the source of pure consciousness. Your being is so vast that it can never be contained. You are freer than 1,000 golden eagles soaring into 1,000,000 purple sunsets. Let go of your smallness and fly far beyond your mind's apparent limitations. The infinite skies are yours today. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. We will return here Friday, August 25, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Around 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging health call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high. Deepest of the deepest, deepest eternal gratitude at all times. And watch your life transform, no matter what's going on within or outside.